So we are back on the road, and yes, Lauren is not with us at the moment because we were gone on the cruise for so long. She couldn't really take any more time away when she is in person at her office. So she is actually at her office. She took a little bit of a half day, and then she's going to be meeting us where we're going. So shocking, we're not going super far, only about 2 hours away, and I'll show you where we're going here in just a minute. We're only 15 minutes away from the park. Well, we have made it to Glen Rose, Texas. We are staying at Dinosaur Valley RV Park. We're going to go to Dinosaur Valley State Park, and that's why I said we've been bad Texans. We've never actually been to the state park, and it's one of the highest ranked ones in the state. So let's get this thing parked and situated, and I'll explain where Lauren is. Well, I'm definitely out of practice. I have to hook back up. So I disconnected the truck, did everything auto leveled, but unfortunately our driver's side tires came off the ground, and I'm not okay with that. So especially as heavy as we are in this toy hauler with the system that we've put on it, with everything else. So I'm just not okay with that. So what we're gonna do is we're going to hook back up. I'm gonna move more forward, and I'll have to park my truck a little bit of an angle. Hopefully that'll work. I feel like it levels off a little bit past where my tires currently are. So it's kind of one of those, we'll see things. Learn from my mistakes. Whoops. So we're all set up now. Everything's situated. I got water hooked up. I got sewer hooked up. Overall, so far, I actually really like this park. Our old site was right back there. So we were steeped pretty good one side to the other. Just goes to show I should use the Levelmate Pro that I actually have on board. I didn't because I got dark. I didn't because I assumed I would be okay. I wasn't okay. So it's hard to see, but it sloped pretty good from your right to left. So my passenger side of the RV had to come up quite a bit. So like I said, it had to come up quite a bit, but I called the office. They just moved us up a little bit. So we literally are just one site in front of where we were. It's not too busy. It's August or July in Texas. So not exactly a hotspot destination. Well, it is a hotspot, but not necessarily for destination purposes. I'm gonna bring my awnings in because the wind just picked up. Okay, so where's Lauren? Why am I here by myself? I'm here at the moment by myself, but I won't be for very long. So Lauren's on her way. She ended up, right when we got off of the cruise, she needed to get some work in the actual office. And so she's been going in a little bit more to kind of play catch up from being gone for the cruise. So she actually worked like a 3/4 of a day. So she's up in Fort Worth. Because Glen Rose is so close, it's only about an hour and a half from Fort Worth, she decided that she'll just drive down and meet me here. So she'll be off here any minute, and then she'll be headed this way.
Guys, I just got off work nice and early, about 3 o'clock, just as planned, which is kind of remarkable for a Friday, but I did, and I'm headed down to meet Ryan and the pups in Glen Rose for a fun weekend. And this is just your friendly reminder that on Fridays we wear red. So if you don't have your red, make sure to head over to our merch shop, and if you do, head over to our Instagram and show it off. We love to see you wearing your red on Fridays.
So we are all relaxed, chill, we've eaten dinner. So we chose to come to Glen Rose, Texas because that's the home of Dinosaur Valley State Park. So there's actually preserved tracks, and we're going to go check those out tomorrow on a hike inside the state park. But before we do, we picked Dinosaur Valley RV Park because, one, we fit and because our RV is huge, but more importantly, they had a pool, they had a few amenities that was kind of resort style, and a dog park. We always look for a good dog park, and it's right on the edge of the state park. In fact, I am looking over you guys, and I can see the state park sign right through there. So that's a big reason why. So this is actually the dog park. It's a good size. There's a big plastic dinosaur that they can play with, and then, as you can see, I mean, it's a dog park. There's not a whole lot special. There's some weird caterpillar thing that they need to edge between. There's Bailey. There's Lauren. There's Mishka. There's the dinosaur.
All right, so first off, this is really nice. It's relatively flat, the spaces are big, there's greenery everywhere, the pool is nice, the dog park's been very nice, so I'm happy.
So am I. It looks like a pretty simple park. I mean, everything's kind of located up front. Everything's a pull-through site, which some people look at as bad. I look at it as good. We're not going to be here for very long, so the pull-through thing actually makes it a little easier. Because Lauren brought her truck, I almost thought about not disconnecting for a brief moment. But I would have had to come up too far in the front, and I would have been okay with that at like our Cracker Barrel stops when we do longer drives, that kind of thing, but not here for a long period of time. So we're going to wrangle the dogs and go on a little walk and show you the rest of the RV park. So we are in the complete opposite corner. So way over there is the corner where we came in. But right here, there is actually, by the dumpsters. So this is actually the entrance to, I'm assuming, one of the longest trails that are actually part of Dinosaur Valley. So you don't actually have to drive into the park. You can just hike right from here, which is kind of cool. So one of the cool things about this park is it is actually right on the Pernalis River, which is where all the dinosaur tracks are from. Sorry, I'm holding Bailey's. She keeps yanking me. So this river actually runs the width of the park. So they don't have any backup sites to it. It actually sits off the park just a little bit. And ironically, there's actually a sign right here, right there somewhere, there we go, that says that you're entering the state park. So literally you're right there. And it also says permit required, which is code for we need some of your monies, please. So just know if you come here, Bailey, quit eating grass. Just know if you come here, you need a permit to go further that way. Look, another alliance. One cool thing, and a lot more parks are starting to do this, is they actually have cabins. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like there are about 8 or so cabins associated with the park. So you don't have to have an RV to come stay here, which is kind of cool. Way over there, I don't know what that tall building is, but that's where the family pool is. I kind of pointed that out when we were at the adults only pool. And then there's a basketball court, and they have this little like area over here, like a fort, little makeshift fort thing. And then they also have like you can bring RC cars, or you can bring your bikes, and they've got like kind of little makeshift, almost like a little motocross thing or like an off-road course. And this is the real reason we're here. Lauren found the barnyard, which looks like a petting zoo. And sure enough, there's goats and a mini donkey and more goats. And you can tell they just all got fed because they're all got their head in a trough. And just like that, we're back to our site. So the site's pretty simple overall, as you can kind of see. This one's got a bigger yard than most just because it happens to have something in the middle. But you get a little picnic table, you get a little fire ring. For the most part, the sites are leveled. There are a few that aren't, like what I went through earlier today. But overall, pretty happy. We were able to squeeze 2 trucks in, but it was tight. Oh, and with the completion of that walk, that's going to do it for us this evening. But that is not the end of the video, not even close. We still have a full day and maybe a little bit more after that. We're going to get up really early and we're going to head and we're going to hike. Lauren's going to try and kill me again. We'll see you guys in the morning. Right here. Good night. As promised, we're back.
Good morning.
So what are we doing this morning?
We're going hiking, my favorite.
So yeah, right at the entrance, there's 2 big dinosaurs. Ironically, have absolutely nothing to do with the dinosaur tracks that are here. Not even the right dinosaurs, but they were from part of the World's Fair, and then they were brought here. So, tourist trap stop. It feels very tourist trappy a little bit, but that's okay. Now let's go see the real dinosaur footprints.
I can't believe it. There's nobody here. Like, literally nobody. So they also say this is one of the few places in the world where you can see several of the tracks like in sequence. So this is where they learned how fast they would move and if they actually walked on 2 legs or 4 legs. So there was a lot of information by being able to see the tracks in sequence.
So there's actually a lot of different sites around the park. This is the main track site. So this is the original kind of where they found the first evidence of tracks. I don't think it's the largest collection. I just think it's the first one / the main one. So we stopped here first because this is also a big swimming area. You can swim in the river, which is interesting because it's kind of disconnected. It almost seems like they may have done it using rock and stuff intentionally, because there's like this break between the actual river, which is right over there. We crossed it coming down the stairway, and then this little almost like pool off to the side. But we're going to check out more than just one spot. So it's just interesting because you can actually see even where their claws went in. It's cool. So what's interesting is the person that found this was Roland T. Byrd, and it was in 1938, but he actually traveled over the U.S. looking for fossils for the Museum of Natural History in New York. So he's the one who kind of came across this, and now some of it was excavated and taken out. There's one piece that's up by the main entrance that I showed you already, and there's a handful that are spread around in different museums across the world because it's some of the best preserved dinosaur footprints ever. So we moved on to our next site. We actually had to move the car, but we are now at the Blue Hole, which we are also going to use for the ballroom. So we're going to hike a little bit on this one. The Blue Hole not only is Dinosaur Tracks, but is a swimming hole. So that's fun. Also, it's a lot further down, but the overlook's really pretty.
So we didn't see much at the Blue Hole. Apparently that's been a popular swimming hole since like the 1800s. But anyways, we are going to move to the ballroom tracks, and that's where they say there's so many tracks it seemed like the dinosaurs were dancing.
Hence ballroom.
Ballroom.
So unfortunately for us, there's been a lot of rain the last month. There hasn't been so much in the last few weeks, and we are getting back into that. It's overly hot and droughty, but the ballroom site and the Blue Hole site have a lot more water on the Paluxy River right now. So it's not as visible. There's actually water over the track. Sometimes it gets low enough where there's not actually water. So if they say the tracks are visible, look at each individual spot. They are visible, but you have to wade out there. Lauren went up to about her knee, so I'd probably say 2-ish feet deep at the moment, and we've had a lot of rain. Lauren waded in from right here and then just went out there, and I sent her with the GoPro. And you may be asking yourself, Ryan, why didn't you go? I have a thing about fish. I don't know why, and it's really weird and odd, but I don't like them, and so I just didn't want to. If I was in like a kayak or something, all day long. But so while Lauren's out there waiting around showing some of the footage from out there, so the ballroom area or the ballroom track site is there. They said there's so many different tracks. They counted hundreds of different versions of tracks that it almost seemed like all the dinosaurs were just kind of dancing. That's what the plaque said. The reality of that is more than likely things died here. So more than likely it was actually some sort of a attack or something along those lines. That's why there's footprints literally everywhere, is because they were actually tussling in this area / trying to eat one another. So more than likely that's what really happened, but it's kind of cool. As Lauren's saying, it's cool because they're just footprints everywhere. So full on sidebar, it's empty. We've seen a few people, but it is empty. Lauren said that at the last track site. If you don't mind a little bit of heat, if you can come here in the summer, yes, it is hot. But we got up and kind of came down. So we left probably about 8 o'clock or so. And because of where we're staying at the RV park at Dinosaur Valley RV Park, we were right there. And so it literally to the gate was like a 0.001 miles because it's so empty. And to be honest, it's not overly hot. We're in the upper 90s today and yesterday, but you're in the shade a lot here. As you can see behind me, I'm standing in the shade. And then on top of that, it's really not that bad. There's something about being down in the valley a little bit that maybe makes it a little cooler or something. So don't be scared to come here in the summer as long as your RV can take it.
So even if you're not keen on the dinosaur tracks themselves, there's still a lot of good hiking that you can do, and the park is beautiful.
It is.
So just keep that in mind, that even if the dinosaurs aren't your thing, nature could be. I forgot, and swimming. There are lots of places that you can swim, and they even have some life jackets for the kiddos, I guess, or the adults. But anyway, so if you want to come swim, there are a lot of really cool places for that too.
Well, just like that, in typical Ryan and Lauren fashion, we did everything we wanted to do inside the state park in about an hour and a half.
Yes, I mean, we could always come back and do more, but we wanted to get to the tracks before they got crowded.
We did. And, like I was talking about a little bit earlier, the heat is a real thing.
Yeah.
And so trying to kind of get that in and out. We did pop into the store just a little bit. We've been collecting magnets here as of recently. And so, we bought a magnet and Lauren got a sticker.
Woohoo!
Because we're RVers and stickers are a thing.
Exciting.
But we're going to head back to the rig and get a game plan for the rest of the day because we want to go explore a little bit of Glen Rose as well while we're here. We took a nap.
We relaxed. We did it.
Now that we are good and relaxed, I'm hungry. Shocker. So we're going to go wander around the old square I almost said Granbury, in Glen Rose. Granbury's not very far away. And we have a unique restaurant we're going to go check out.
Always.
So Glen Rose is a very, very small town.
'Tis we.
Only about 3,000 people actually live here, and you said it's only like, what, how many square miles?
4 square miles in total.
Yeah, so it's a wee little guy. And so that being said, it's got a very small, little, cute kind of town square. We're going to go explore it, but before we do, we found this restaurant. It's called The Green Pickle.
And get surprisingly good reviews.
I like pickles.
Burgers, beers, that sort of stuff.
Pickles.
And pickles.
I hope there's pickles, actually. I say that. I never saw it on the menu, but I didn't look at the menu very hard.
But this wasn't the time to try specialty food. This was the time to try Americana food.
Yep. And as always, we don't love taking the big camera in for food, so we are going to record with our phones and come back afterwards and chat about it. So, pickle time. The Green Pickle.
We've been pickled.
And Texas Beer Garden. That part's deceiving. They don't have beer.
I think it's just a garden outside.
Allegedly. I never saw it.
Yeah.
So
BYOB.
The Green Pickle. So, First of all, very old school building, kind of old traditional Texas. When you walk into your grandmother's house, everything's got that kind of old wood and mothball smell.
A little bit.
That's kind of what it smelled like.
I think there may have been a dozen tables in total, so not a big place, but that's kind of a theme we found.
It is.
In Glen Rose.
So we, of course, had to get pickles, so we got the fried pickles.
Yep.
And if you're not from Texas, you go, ew, that's a Texan thing. It's been a thing for a while. They're good.
They taste like fried pickles.
Yeah, nothing special. The pickles were good.
Yeah.
They were cooked properly, and the batter was fine.
And they were the little discs, not the spears, so win in that column.
If you order fried pickles and they bring out a spear, they did it wrong. It's wrong. So,
all right.
And then apparently their next biggest thing is burgers.
Apparently it's the best burger in the county.
Sure.
We asked which one because there were a bunch on the menu, and he couldn't really tell us which one.
So I will tell you that I think we met the owner.
Yeah.
Or at least adult in charge. Everybody else was very much so high school-esque age.
Yes.
It's also summer in Texas, so I'm sure. As typical with most high school kids of this age, give a damn was a little low.
It was. That's okay.
It wasn't mean, wasn't bad, nothing else. But the want to answer questions was very simplistic.
It was. So I got the bacon and blue cheeseburger. It was good. It was a good sized burger. It was well prepared. The bacon was really good.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything special, I would say, but it was good.
And then I got I don't remember now, I got the barbecue burger.
Yes.
Again, so mine had so all the normal burger stuff, cheese, barbecue sauce, and onion rings on it. So, and again, it was just good. It wasn't bad by any means, but wasn't the best burger I've ever had either. No,
but it was good. All right, so burgers were about $20 a piece. We got some other, I guess, specialty kind of burgers.
We fancy.
To me, that was a little steep. It came with fries, or you could upgrade to onion rings, which I did. But again, that's another surcharge. So a little pricey in my opinion, but the food was good.
It's one of those things that if you're in the area and you're craving a burger, come. Just know it's a little bit pricey for what it is. We're going to go wander around the square for a little bit now. Maybe find some ice cream.
Yeah, imagine that.
Ice cream. So, interesting fact about Glen Rose, everything closes incredibly early. The latest thing we found open, well, there was one place that stayed open until 11, it was a bar. But everything else seems to be closing by 8.
Yeah.
And other things by 6.
There was a chocolate place that I wanted to go to that closed at like 5:30.
Poo-poo. I like chocolate, but I like ice cream too.
Ooh, wine.
I found ice cream. I found ice cream.
We always find ice cream.
So after dinner and we left you guys, we wandered around the little square. Really cute little square.
Little.
Everything was closed.
Not everything. Most everything.
Almost everything was closed.
Almost everything.
But we found the Shoe Fly Soda Shop.
That's a tongue twister. Say that. Yes. Shoe Fly Soda Shop.
And it's exactly what you thought. It's ice cream and like old-timey sodas and all that good stuff. And they little truffle, they like a little bakery sweet treat thing. But so we did that. I got a brownie sundae. Lauren was good and only got one scoop in a cup.
They also had like little knickknacks and stuff.
So after that, we wandered back to the RV because it wasn't a long day. We did a lot.
There wasn't anything else.
So yeah, I mean that's the downside of Glen Rose is it's one of those things that if you need to kill a couple of days, stop.
Yeah, it's nice. It's relaxing. It's slow paced. Yeah,
it is. So. With all of that, we are getting ready for our next adventure already. This was a quickie. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, by all means, leave them down in the comments below. Come visit Glen Rose Dinosaurs, or Dinosaur Footprints.
And there's more to it than that. There's like the drive-through zoo. We can link that video. We've done that before.
Yeah, Fossil Rim is here as well. So one. We didn't do that because we did it previously. Sorry. So, okay. With that being said, we will catch you guys next week.
Bye, Mom.